All right, so we live on YouTube, live on Instagram. I'm not going live on Facebook tonight. But how y'all doing, man? How y'all doing? I ain't seen y'all in the whole week. Um, y'all, if this information gonna be good for y'all already know. Share this live with some people I think it can help. So, like I said, today we're gonna talk about how to get funding even if you got bad credit. So we're gonna talk about some loans and some credit cards you can get, and also some merchant accounts. If you're not familiar with what a merchant account is, that's gonna be an account that you use whenever you're trying to get fund, like you're taking payments from other companies. Let's say you have a business and you receiving like you're sending invoices out. That's going to be called your merchant processor, like Square and Stripe. You send an invoice out to people, or people pay you, and you receive payments from other people, like credit cards, debit cards, things like that. And when you receive payments on those things, people will give you money for it. So we're gonna talk about that a little bit too. But y'all share this live out with people before we get started. I'm gonna give it one more minute, and then we're gonna get started. Uh, Let me put my phone on silent. Yeah, this is my least favorite time of the live stream. Just waiting for people to get on, waiting for y'all to share with people. I just like to get started and go. I'll be having stuff to do. But, I got to give the information out to as many people as I can. I'm just trying to help as many people as I can, y'all. Credit hero score. Okay, cool. All right, all right. So let's go ahead and get started. YouTube, we're all good. Hello, hello, hello. 100. All right, so today, first of all, I want to say, look, if you're looking to get funding with bad credit, you're putting yourself in a bad position. First of all, because any funding you get when you have a bad credit is gonna have high interest rates. If you got high interest rates, that means you're gonna be paying back more, a lot more than what you actually took out in a loan. Or if you got a credit card, your monthly payment is gonna be a lot higher. So let's say you took out a loan for $5,000. With your interest rate being high, you're probably gonna end up paying back like $6,000, $7,000 or something like that. So if you only got five, I mean, if you don't have five in the first place and you're taking a loan out for now you got to pay back 6,000, 6,500, $7,000 because your interest rates are high. So I can understand if you need it at the time and that's the only thing you can do. But if you can wait, I would clean the credit up first and then get funding after that. Now, the other thing you can do is also build business credit too. Y'all know I talk about that all the time. I've been talking about that for years now. If you don't want to use your personal credit, or if you can't use your personal credit, if you don't want to get high interest rates, build business credit instead. Business credit you can use. You can build business credit for your company even if you have bad personal credit. So you can get a lot of different type of funding just using your personal credit. I'm sorry, just building your business credit. So business credit does not require personal credit. You can have horrible personal credit and you can still build business credit. Now, I say that because I know some of y'all are gonna want to get funding right now, but like I said, I don't want yourself in a bad situation where you got super high interest rates, you got very high monthly payments, and you're trying to run a business like that. That's gonna put you in a bad situation. And like I said, if you don't have the $5,000 up front, if you don't have like a way that you for sure gonna make money with that, get it, you might put yourself in a hole. Whenever I was a little younger, um, I think I got laid off from a job, and I didn't have my businesses at the time. So I took out a payday loan. I needed some money, and I got a payday loan. It was like $300 or something like that. I had to pay back like 400 something dollars, I think. So the system is kind of designed to where if you do get approved and you get the funding, you get the money. Now when you pay it back, you're in another hole. Now you have another whole debt that you got to pay back again. So what's your next thing that you're gonna do? Let me get another payday loan, and then it just keeps accumulating over time. So you might get 5K today, you pay back 6,000 tomorrow. Now you didn't have the 5K in the first place. Now you made a little bit of money and you got 6K, but you got to pay it all back to them. So now you're broke again. Now you need another loan. So it is not like that for everybody for all situations, but if you're trying to get funding with bad credit, it's not going to put you in the best situation possible unless you need the money right now and you know where you're going to put it at and you're going to like fly once you get it. you're going to increase your income, your revenue a lot more whenever you get it. So, like I mentioned, we got a couple of them. We got PayPal, Stripe, and we got Cabbage. So, good thing about those is if you have those accounts, all you have to do is set up an account with them. You're going to start receiving payments from people if you have a business. If y'all don't have a business yet and y'all looking to start it, I can help y'all with that too. I don't like to sell stuff on these live streams. I just want to give y'all free information. But if you want to set up your own business and you want to, try to figure out how you want to do your own business, if you don't have one yet, I'll give you some free tips on that. Just DM me the word first business, and I'm gonna give you some free tips on how to start your first company. I do have a program where we teach people how to get their first business started up and make their first 100K in their first business, their first six-figure year. A lot of times, it's gonna be way easier to build a six-figure business than it is to find a six-figure job. And $100,000 is not a lot of money no more. It might seem like it's a lot if you don't have it, but once you got it, it's like, this ain't really a lot. So if you want to start your first business and you don't really know what to do, or you're kind of struggling on where you need to go next, a couple of steps, you don't even know how to set the business up. I was in the same boat years and years ago. I know what I'm doing now. I can teach you how to do the same thing, and I don't mind giving you some tips for free. So just DM me the words first business, and I'll take care of you. But if you already have a business and you're taking payments from other people, then you're going to use a place like Stripe, Square, or Cabbage. You can send people invoices, and once you do a little bit of business with build business credit is important. Yeah, thank you, Monica. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Um, if you are have a business and you're starting to receive payments already with PayPal, it does not take long for PayPal to offer you some type of loan. Square does it too. After a little while, you're doing business with Square, you're receiving payments from other people. Square asking you if you want to get a loan with them as well. So it's easy to get a loan with them. But we're gonna talk about some other places too. I got a couple of loans for you, a couple of loan places. It's 5 different loan places. And with these places, you can even get approved with bad credit. So when I say bad credit, I'm not talking about like 400. I'm talking about like 550 to like 650, 580 to 650, something like that. With that credit score, you can still get approved. You can get like between $5,000 and $20,000 probably. So what I would do with that money, first of all, is fix my personal credit. That would be one of the first things I do. Although it's not an investment that's going to make you some money, if you don't have an investment to make you money right now, I would invest in fixing the credit. Once you fix the credit, you can get access to a lot more money, and that at better interest rates and better terms than better rates that you can get with your credit the way it is now. So let's say you get 20K right now, you fix your credit, I can probably get you 200K or 50K or 100K once your credit is cleaned up. So that's what I would do. But some of the loan places you can go to, we got 5 of them right here. We got payoff.com. So this is a loan. These are all 5 loan places. I'm writing them down. I wrote them down. I'm looking at my notes right now. So payoff.com. The next one is going to be, and I'm going to have to put this in the chat. I got to get my team on here. Payoff.com. Payoff.com. If y'all can't understand what I'm saying, I know I talk bad. I'm from Louisiana, so that's why I talk bad. But payoff.com, I'll put it in the chat. The next one is going to be Discover Personal Loans. And what I want y'all to do with these, I'm telling it to y'all kind of fast. But what I want y'all to do is Google them and look on their websites and see if you can actually, if it's something that you can actually work with. Some of these places will give you like $500 to $5,000 or $300 to $6,000. And, if you can use that, if you know what you're doing with it, I wouldn't get it and buy no kind of liability, y'all. With anything I do with funding, when I go get funding, I'm only buying stuff that's gonna make me money. For instance, I sold my Walmart store last week. Is I'll get a line of credit and I get a credit card. What I do with the line of credit is purchase. Let's say I purchased the Walmart store. So the Walmart store, I might have paid 23K for it when I first got it, but the store makes 23, 24K every 2 weeks. It could easily do $90,000 per month, but I have it scaled down on purpose because I have a lot of capital in different investments right now. So I'll go out and get more funding, and then I'll have the store doing 90K to 250K per month. Right now, it's doing 24K every 2 weeks, between 24 and 30K every 2 weeks. So I liquidated $23,000 from the bank's money of a line of credit that I never worked for. When I got money from the bank, gave it to them, set up my store. Now I'm using a credit card to run the store. So I didn't work for none of that money. All I did was leverage my credit. I work hard for my credit, so my credit got to work hard for me. That's how I feel. If you work hard for your credit needs to work hard for you too. If you work hard for your money needs to work hard for you too. You'll never be able to get out of what they call the rat race and living paycheck to paycheck if you don't know how to manage your finances, but also if you only making money when you're working. You got to learn how to make money when you're not working. You got to learn how to make money while you're in bed sleeping at night, overnight. You got to learn how to make money while you in bed when you're not doing nothing. When you out with the family or you on vacation or whatever you're doing and you're not working, you still need to be able to have money coming in. That's how you start to beat the trap and the rat race, what people call it. It's not by working hard. It's not by getting 4 or 5 different jobs. You know what happens when you get 4 or 5 different jobs? They just tax you more. The government just make more money. As a business owner, you can write off your taxes. I'm gonna buy a vehicle so I can write it off on taxes. I don't want to give Uncle Sam too much money if I don't have to because his house already big enough. He don't need my money, you know, and we don't have to pay taxes, you know. So I'm gonna write off a vehicle so I don't have to pay more taxes on it. So as a business owner, there's a lot of different things that you can do, a lot of different benefits that come with it, and being able to make more money and live the life that you really want to live is just part of it. Not saying that having a job is bad. A lot of times people think that I'm saying that having a job is bad. No, I don't think having a job is bad, but I don't the end goal. A lot of times I saw somebody talking recently about this bus job. It's like $50 an hour to drive a bus. So first of all, in my mind, I'm like, okay, that's not really a lot of money. $50 an hour is not really a lot of money. And even if you was working 40 hours a week at $50 an hour, you still making less than $100,000 per year. You're still not even making 100K per year. 50 hours, 40 hours a week, $50 an hour is still less than $100,000 per year. That's still not a lot of money. So and I said that and somebody was like, well, yeah, you money hungry. I'm like, no, I'm not money hungry. I'm not be broke and work every day, work hard for somebody else hungry either. I'd rather live the life that I desire to live. I can stay home now and make more money than I did ever working for somebody else. If I'd have went and got 3 or 4 jobs before, I still wouldn't have made the money that I make now at home. So I just feel like there's a better working harder is not always the best answer. Working smarter is the better answer. So I said $50 an hour is not a lot. And then at the same time, you got to think about it. As a bus driver making $50 an hour, you still not working 40 hours a week. You're driving in the morning, you're driving at night. Sometimes you drive to parades or games and stuff like that, but you still probably not making 40 hours per week. So you still making less than 100K, even if you're working 40 hours. Still not a lot. They got people that make. I know people that make millions of dollars per month, like $3 or $4 million per month, and we worried about making 100,000 per year. Like our goals is just way too low sometimes. So the other loan that we can get is lendingclub.com. I'm gonna put that one in the chat too. If y'all missed the other loans that you can get, even if you have bad credit, they're in the chat. Um, we talked about PayPal, Square, Cabbage, payoff.com, discoverpersonalloans.com, lendingclub.com, and the next one is upstart.com and avant.com. I'm gonna put both of those in the chat too. Upstart.com and what's the next one? Avant.com. Now I put these in the chat. I don't really want to go into too much detail on them because if you really want to know more information about them, just Google them. Google them, go on their website, and start looking at their data. Because what I can look at on there might not be beneficial to you in your situation anyway. You're gonna know what you're looking for. You're gonna know what's best for you and what you're looking to do with the money that you get. So um, take these websites, go on their website, and take these websites and go do some research on their website. So now we're gonna get to a couple of things. I'm gonna give you three places that you can go to, even if you got collections and just coming out of bankruptcy. You still can get approved for this funding. And like I said, I don't want you to get this funding and use it on liabilities. So another instance that I want to tell you, I talked about the Walmart store, but you can buy real estate with credit cards. You can buy real estate with a line of credit. So you can go and get this funding and really turn around. Like I was selling apartment buildings with my real estate company. We sell apartment buildings, and I'm selling apartment buildings for like 120 to 150. If you know anything about real estate and you don't have a house already, you can move into one of those units. You can live in one of those 4 unit buildings and pay 3.5% down on an FHA loan. All you need is a 580 credit score to get an FHA. So you can really buy $120,000 property with like a $7,000 credit card. You liquidate the credit card, put that as your down payment money, and now you own a 4 unit apartment building. You live in one unit, you have the other three pay you money every month. So one is going to pay the mortgage, the other's probably going to pay for expenses, the other one is probably going to be profit or just miscellaneous things that just pop up out of nowhere, and you live for free. So now you leveraging the credit. And there's a whole bunch of different ways to leverage credit, but you got to have good credit in order to do it. You can't get a loan even if you got a 580. It's probably gonna be hard for you to get a loan, even at even to get a mortgage. So I always recommend cleaning your personal credit up. And the 700s is super easy to get into. YouTube, if y'all see me looking over there, I'm looking at Instagram. I got Instagram on this side. Let me see if I can put y'all a little closer together. All right. So a 700 is super easy to get. If you got no negatives, if you got a couple of accounts on your credit, you can be in the 700s really easily. We get people. I got people. I had a guy come in at like 5:30, and I looked at his profile. I'm like, look, I know for sure in 30 days you're gonna be at 700. And he was like, yeah, that's. Let me see if it's gonna work now. So it's super easy to get into the 700 club. It's super easy to get in the 800 club too. Um, And even if you're using your credit, you can still get in the 700, 800 club. You just got to know how to use it. And I teach all of that stuff. Look, I don't mind giving out free information. I want everybody to succeed. I believe that everybody should have access to funding for their businesses. So I just give out as much information as I can to help out with that. Let me fix this a little bit. So the next one is going to be, the next one that we're talking about. So if you got collections, if you got bankruptcies, or you're just coming out of bankruptcy and you need to get some money, you can go to what's called opportune.com. I'm going to put this in the chat for Instagram. YouTube, I'm going to have to put these in the description for y'all. Opportune.com. So Opportune gives out loans. They're going to be personal loans, and they also do credit cards. Now, the personal, I know a little bit about these. The personal loans is going to be $300 to $6,000 the first time you go to them. The second time you go to them, they'll do between $3,000 and $12,000 in a loan. So think about that. If you can get $300 to $6,000 right now, what would you actually do with it? If you can't say that you can use it and make more money, I would not get it. And another thing, a lot of times people think you need money to make money. You don't need money at all. You need courage to make money. If you're one of those people that think that I need money to make money, you're missing something. You don't need money to make money. They had this show called Undercover Billionaire. Now, although and this is a good example because Undercover Billionaire takes people that's $1 billion, have $1 billion or $1 billion businesses or valued at $1 billion, and they go into this place where they don't know where it is. They've never been there before. They don't know anybody, and they try to build $1 million business in 90 days. So you see these billionaires going here in this place they don't know. Nobody knows their name. They have to change their name, change the way they look, and they got to build $1 million business in like 90 days. So one of the first things that everybody does on there, they don't have no money. All they have is $100. They got to figure out where to live, where to sleep, who to do business with, how they gonna start the business with no money. They only got $100. So the very first thing they always do is I don't know if y'all seen this before, but the very first thing they always do is go make connections. That's the first thing they do. Is one of the C's. They got connections, credit, courage, cash flow, collateral. It's five C's right there. You need one of those five. If you got connections, you got money. Your network is your net worth. So don't ever think that you need money to make money. You just need courage. And on the last $1 Million Mondays, I talked about that. I talked about the three of the C's: the credit, cash flow, and collateral. No, I talked about how to get money for your startup, even if you don't have any money. How to start your business even if you don't have money. And one of them was customers. That was a C. You don't even need to have your own money to start your business. You need to find clients. Another C, you need to find clients. The clients got your money. Everybody that you want to do business with, they have your money. You just have to present the offer to them and present value to them for them to be able to give you the money that they work for. And like I did with the car detailing, that scenario with the car detailing, if you go and start a business doing car detailing, you don't even have to have all the product yet. You just need to go and find people that's interested in it. And if I find 10 people that say, hey, I want you to do this for me, I'm gonna go online and post it and say, hey, I'm washing cars. This is my brand new business. I'm getting you 50% off for the first 10 people. So I find 10 people that's interested in that. Now, when I find those 10 people, I don't have my products yet. So what I'm gonna do next? You say you're interested. Well, this is I need a deposit. I need a $50 deposit to do your vehicle. Now I got 10 people that say they're gonna give me a $50 deposit. That's $500. I started with nothing. Now I got 500. Now I can go buy my material. It only costs like $300 to buy materials for car detailing. And then you want to go and do their vehicles, and they're gonna give you referrals. My mom and my stepdad used to do that when I was young, and they made like $500 a day sometimes. That's 10K a month if you only work 20 days out the month. That's 120 a year. And they didn't know nothing about marketing and advertising. They don't know business. They just started figuring it out. Went to talk to somebody. I would go with them, and we end up getting over there for like two cars. Three, four other cars pull up. They're like, "Hey, yeah, we told them that y'all was here. They want to get their stuff washed too. Okay, we do that, no problem." So I'm washing cars at a young age, watching my parents try to be entrepreneurs, but they didn't really know how to do it. So it's easy. It's easy to make money. Like I said, it's easy to make six figures. It's easier to make six figures in the business than it is to find a six-figure job. And if you get access to this money, you need to be able to make money with it. I don't want you to get it and then use it on some Gucci or Louis or something like that. A lot of times, what people think too is that they want to get money and then I'm gonna get this product and this product and this. I'm gonna have the best this, the best that, the best camera, the best phone, the best shoes, the best everything. But then after you buy all that, you're left with no money and you still ain't got no clients. The very first thing you should do is find out where the money is going to come from. You need to find the clients first. So that's the very first thing you do. I would even invest in ads. I would go and record a video real quick on the phone and like, hey, I'm doing this. I'm gonna use the car detailing scenario again. I'm doing car detailing, and if you're interested in getting your car washed, I'm a mobile detailer. I'm gonna come to you. Even if you don't have a car, I'm gonna drive my bike to you with my stuff in the book sack, and I'm gonna come mobile. I'm gonna come detail your vehicle. It's only $125 because everybody get half off. Something like that. I'm running an ad for that. If I get $300, I'm running an ad at $10 a day for 30 days. That's 300. That's 300. I know you can get one car in 300 days. You get one client in 300 in 30 days. You get one client in 30 days for sure. Before you have to pay for the ads, you already got a client. So like I said, it doesn't take money to make money. It takes courage. You got to go out there, learn something, and then put it to work. Talk to people who have the money, and then offer them something. That's how you make money. I sit down with millionaires and billionaires, and this is what they tell me. This is what you need in order to make money nowadays. You just need to have courage. You need to know something. You need to be able to be smart enough and articulate enough to present it to somebody that has the money, and they will give it to you. Go sit down and watch Undercover Billionaire. That's all they do. They make an idea. These people already know something. They already built billion-dollar. They already built a network of $1 billion, and all they do is go and present something to somebody that has the money, and they partner with them. That's all you got to do. But if you need to go get the capital, if you need to go get the money, then these are some places that you can go to. So, like I said, Opportune, it gives you two. They got two different options. Your first loan, you can get $300 to $6,000. Your next loan, after you pay that off, you can get $300 to $12,000. And they also offer a credit card. But I believe your minimum income needs to be $1,500 a month. And if you're not making 1,500 a month, you need to DM me the word first business because you need to work on something. Not saying that you know, I'm not talking bad about you. I'm just saying you can probably do better. My very like 2K a month, and at the time I was like, we was making it work because we get paid every week, and I'm making sense of it in my mind. I'm like, okay, 24,000 a year. We live in okay. Like I can do this a little bit, but that's new. That's not where I wanted to be at. So I had the desire and the drive and the goal to move a little further in life, and I was like, I mean, I could do better than this. Everywhere I go, they want me to be a manager or a supervisor. They see something in me that I don't see in myself. So, I kept moving up, moving on to the next company, making more money, still being a supervisor, still moving up. And then, I started making more money. But a lot of times we settle for the life that we have instead of going for the life we really want. And making $2,000 a month, 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, 8,000, that's still not really the best life that you can live. I mean, think about it. That's not going to, and that's another thing I teach people too. The life what's your dream life? How much does it cost you? How much does that car that you want cost? How much does the house that you want cost? If you want to go on vacation, how much does that vacation cost? If you want to go on 3 or 4 vacations a year, how much does that cost? And now you can sit down and really formulate a strategy and say, okay, my dream house is 2,500 a month. My car is $1,000, $1,500 a month. That's $4,000 right there. So the job I have now, it's not even paying me three. So how am I going to live my dream life? How else can I make the money to live the life that I want to live? And that's what you got to start thinking. That's how these millionaires and billionaires set their goals. It's called reverse engineering. This is what I want. So this is how much it costs. I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna get there. And I teach people how to do that with the business owner, the business entrepreneurship course too. That y'all don't see me promote because I don't promote a lot of stuff. I don't like to look like I'm doing a lot of things sometimes. The next credit place, the next loan place that you can get is called Rise Credit. Rise Credit is similar to Opportune. If you got bad credit, you can still get approved from. It's like $500 to $5,000 you can get with them. So 500 to 5,000. Even if you got bad credit. So don't let the bad credit hold you back. If you get this money, I would use it to fix your credit or invest that's going to bring you cash flow, bring you money coming in. If you're making $1,500 a month, $2,000, $3,000 a month, and you don't know what your dream life is, I would write down my dream life. And if my income doesn't meet that, it's time to do something different. And that don't mean get another job. Like I said, do not get another job. You need to create some kind of side hustle, some kind of business on the side. And then that business on the side will be able to overtake, it will be able to make more money than the job that you're working. I can guarantee it. Now, the next place and the last place is DCU, is Digital Credit Union. And DCU gives out loans. I believe they go up to 2,500 on the first time you get a loan with them. I think you got to be with them for 90 days, but they'll give you funding even if you're less than a 550. So if you got less than a 550, you still might be able to get $2,000, $2,500. And when you think about this, I just gave you, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11 places. I just gave you 11 places that can give you funding with bad credit. So now all you need to do now is go and call them and say, hey, which bureau do y'all pull? If they pull all three, I'm not really gonna mess with them. But which bureau do y'all pull? Okay, Upstart pulls TransUnion, Rise Credit pulls Equifax, and DCU pulls Experian. So now you got three places that you can go get funding from. They each might give you $2,000, and then you got $6,000 now, and you only got three credit pulls. You can do it one more time. I would go back to another place. So now Payoff pulls TransUnion, Rise Credit pools or Opportune pools, Experian, same thing, Equifax pools, whatever. And now you got $12,000. You got $2,000 more from each one of those places. Now you got 12K. You started off with nothing. You still got bad credit, but now you got 12K. And now you can really invest in whatever it is you want to invest in and make the money that you really want to make. It's just a lot of different just strategy to it, and just courage that it takes. Like I said, it always takes courage to do it. You don't need to have cash flow or credit or collateral. You just need courage. You need to go out there and say what it is you got to do and what you have to offer. And people will throw money at you sometimes. It's easier than it sounds. And it might sound hard to you at first, but it's only because you never tried it yet. And if you did try it, you're talking to the wrong people. You probably talking to other people working in businesses that they okay, they making sense with the money they making. They're okay with living with making $3,000 a month. You want to make 30,000, but they okay with making three. So their mindset is not going to be the same mindset as yours is. So you're gonna come to them with this business idea, and they're like, "Oh, that's risky. I'm making good money where I'm at right now. I get a good salary of $2,000." Like that's you're talking to the wrong person at that point. I had this. I was used to be in the oil field, and when I got laid off from the oil field, I was just starting my first business. So I made my first 5K in business, but at that time, I wasn't making no money right before that. My wife was taking care of us. I didn't have nothing coming in. And then one of my old bosses, he was like, "Hey, I got this position open. It's a salary. It's $2,500 salary every month, consistently." So I'm looking at it. I'm like, "Oh, that's interesting. 2,500 a month consistently." I went from making 8K per month on average to nothing. So I was working. I took this job, not really a job. I was just helping out a guy I know with his investment properties. I get paid $15 a day. I'm like, I'm gonna do whatever it takes. I couldn't find no job anyway, so I'm gonna go work with him. I'm gonna learn the trade while I'm doing it, learning how to paint, learning how to do all the stuff and take care of these investment properties. I'm making $15 a day when I'm used to making 8K a month, driving around company vehicles, picking up people, hiring people, and now I make $15 a day. So I went from up top to nothing. Bad credit at that time too, and it just sometimes you just got to do whatever it takes to get to where you want to be at. And I just wouldn't stay down. I'm a fighter, so I wouldn't stay down. Y'all share this live with some people, y'all. What's up, brother? Hey, Sarah, how you doing? Y'all share this live with some people. If this is some good information, I give y'all like 11 different places y'all can go to. If y'all can get 2K at each one of these places, You had $22,000 in funding. Now, if there was some decent information, y'all put some money bags in the chat for $1 Million Mondays. Hey, Sean, anybody y'all want to go live? Anybody got any questions to ask? Where? What you mean where, sir? I missed it. Oh, I'm gonna put this live up. I'm on it too, so I'm gonna put this live up on YouTube. After it's finished, you can really go up. Um, I'm gonna put all of these places in the chat as well. I mean, in the description box. So I'm gonna put them all in there, and you can see all of them. It's 11 places. I don't want to go through all of them again because it's gonna take forever. But I will put them in the description section. Make sure your notification button is clicked so you can always see when I upload something because we upload every single day, multiple times a day sometimes. Um, Evan Moore, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Anybody got any questions? I appreciate y'all. All right, so if y'all don't have any questions, I'm gonna let y'all go. I appreciate y'all. This is $1 Million Mondays. Look, if y'all missed them, I've been doing these kind of consistently now. Okay, so can you recommend where to get age corps and when you should go after funding after acquiring it? Also, how can we properly allow someone with better credit to apply other than us on application? Come on now, you got some specific questions out, Sarah. I like that. Um, so best place to get age corps would be a little person I know named Richard Guilbeau. That's me. We sell shelf corps too. If you want to get your own shelf corp, what I tell people to do, different ways to do it. There's people that'll sell you shelf corps for cheap, but they be stealing them. So you might be buying a stolen company for like $1,000. They stole it for $45 and they sell it to you for 1,000 or 1,500. And everybody's like, "Oh, I got a good deal on the shelf corp," but somebody else might be able to look up that business. Just go online and switch the information over, and then somebody else who the company is for goes online, looks at their business, and it's under somebody else's name. You can get up to 5 years in jail and $250,000 fine for that. So you got to be careful who you buy these shelf corps from. And then a lot of times I've had clients come to me and they're like, "Hey man, my brother just bought a shelf corp from this YouTuber. He had 200 something thousand followers. He paid 40K for a shelf corp and they stole his money. He couldn't even use it and the YouTuber would not give him his money back. So he lost 40,000 on that. But the way you can get your own shelf corps if you want is you can go on go on the Secretary of State's website or go on what's called opencorporates.com. I'm gonna put that in this chat on YouTube for you. Opencorporates.com. So go on opencorporates.com. Check in the area that you want to buy your shelf corp in. Like if you're in Florida, you can look up Florida companies. You want to check for the ones that's inactive. So if you got a specific name, like you're looking for 123 Consulting, go on opencorporates.com, type in 123 Consulting. There's gonna be a drop down on the right side, and it's gonna have different states. So I would just click Florida and see what's on Florida. Um, that's inactive. Now, once you find one that's inactive, you can see who owns it. All you got to do is click on that information. You'll see the person's name and their address. So that's another thing, y'all. Like I always say in the business credit building, if you build a business credit for your company or when you set your company up, that address is public information. So when like I'm teaching, like I'm telling her right now, if you go and look up this business address and it's your home address, anybody can see that. You can look that up right now, and your enemies can see that. People that don't like you can see that. People that do like you can see that. It's just public information, so it's really unsafe. But you'll see the information. You can pull up on them if it's an office. Go knock on the door and like, "Hey, I saw that you own this LLC that you're not using anymore. Are you interested in selling it? I like the name. I want to use the name, but it's already under your business. Are you interested in selling it?" And a lot of times they probably gonna say no because they just they don't know. A lot of times they don't know anything about it. They don't know you can go and buy somebody else's company. So they might say no. It's gonna take a lot of trial, a lot of legwork into it, but just keep doing the same thing, finding these people. You can get their phone number. You can do like fastpeoplesearch.com, and you can get their phone number. It's like super, super easy. With my real estate company, I can get anybody's phone number. If I find out where Shaq lived at, I can get Shaq's phone number for 15 cents. It's really inexpensive. You can get their phone number. Yes, you can get a business loan with bad credit. That's what the whole live stream was talking about. But I mentioned 11 different things. I put them all in the chat. So if you scroll down, uh-oh. If you scroll through the chat, if you can see it, scroll through the chat and you'll see all of them that I put in there. Um, but then after you find their information, you want to get their phone number or see if they have an email on file. If they don't have either one of those, you can send a postcard to address on file. Send them a postcard and say, hey, I saw you had this LLC. It's been inactive for 3 years because it's going to tell you how long it's been inactive for. And then ask them, hey, I'm interested in purchasing. Are you looking to sell it? Me personally, if I buy a Shelf Corp, I'm only $150 or like 150 to 250 for it. If it's over like 5 years old, over 10 years old, sometime I might go up to like $500, but that's the most I'm paying for it. And then you have to research it because these people will sell you a company that has liens on it, that has back taxes. You got to research it. So that's the biggest part. That's what a lot of people don't do. When you see these shelf courts for $500, they're not researching that because it costs like $500 to research it. So some Secretary of States, when you go on the Secretary of State website for like Minnesota stuff, you can see if they have any liens or any filings on that business. And if they have an open lien, you don't want to deal with that company. But sometimes you might not be able to see it on there. So you also want to research on what's called DNBI, like Dun and Bradstreet I information. DNBI. I'm gonna put that in here too. I think it's .com. And I believe it costs like 130 something dollars. You can check into that and see if that business has any liens on it or any trade lines. Well, a lot of times what it's going to say is with trade lines. So I'm going to ask them like, hey, what trade lines do you have? And if they say nothing, then they lying to you or they just don't know what's on there. And if they don't know what's on there and you don't know what's on there, I'm not playing any guesswork. I'm not buying it. So I'll just move on to the next one. 800,000 businesses went out of business last year. So there's a ton of different inventory that you could choose from. You just got to find the right one. And any one of these shelf corps you can get, you can change the name on it. You can change all of the information. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter what the name is. It can be like 1, 2, 3 balloons, and you can change it to whatever you want it to be. So don't worry too much about the name. You can always change all of that stuff. Now, once you get that, what's the best time to apply? Um, yeah, when you go for funding. So extra help to get funding, or does that come with buying shelf of you? How can my husband is better than mine, so we buy shelf core for funding? You're the best. Come on, Sarah. I appreciate that. The best, y'all. I appreciate that. So the changing is a smooth process. Yeah, we do all of that stuff for you. Now the funding is separate. The funding is 10% after you get funded. Um, but there's no upfront fees besides paying for the shelf corp. There's no other upfront fees. Now you will have to set your business up correctly. That's the main part too. After you do the research and you get the company, you find the one that you want, you purchase it. Now you have to set it up correctly. So that's the right the right business name, the right phone number, email address, virtual address. I mean, and website. You got to get a one-page website. It doesn't have to be too good. It just needs to have some kind of web presence. Google My Business, all of that stuff. You need to set all of that stuff up, and then that stuff is going to cost you a little bit of money. Virtual address, the one I use is like $109 a month. You don't have to keep it forever, but you will need it to start up to have that business with an address. So I'm gonna answer all your questions. I'm just trying to get to them in line. So after your business is set up correctly, go for funding right after that. You don't have to wait too long. Um, Now, different states are different though, like Minnesota, like Wyoming and Colorado, for instance. If you buy shelf court from those states, they have like a privacy act where the banks and the lenders won't be able to see a lot of information on that business. So when you try to apply for like a credit card or something like that, it's going to say they can't verify you. You have to go in and open an account with them in order to get funding with that bank because they won't be able to verify that you're a legal business. So you have to bring in all your documents and everything. A lot of times, sometimes you're gonna have to go in and do that. So you got to walk in there and do it. Um, let's see. Also, how can we properly allow someone with better credit to apply other than us on the application? So what I do is I'll put all of us on the same LLC. I want my name on there, even though your name is on there. I want my name on there, and then we have an operating agreement. The operating agreement is going to state who has what percentage of ownership because when you go into the bank and you're going for funding, they're gonna want to pull anybody's credit that's over like 25%. So me personally, I want to do I'm gonna have 5%. Your husband can have another 5%, and else they're gonna have the full 90. That's how I would set it up because I still want my name to be on the business. Because if it's just them, then and they get the funding, then and y'all don't have no agreement, they can just take that money and leave with it. We can help them get $100,000, $200,000, and they just only my name's on here. I'm not, I've seen some horror stories with stuff like that. So I always want to make sure you have everything in writing. I don't care if it's mother, brother, sister, auntie, cousin. I want everything in writing because you never know what happens. What if somebody, God forbid, get hit by a car or something, and they got this debt in his name, and y'all can't transfer it over or whatever. It don't matter. Always get stuff in writing. I don't care who it is. So put that in writing, put it in an operating agreement. You can get an operating agreement on lawdepot.com. It's like $35 a month, maybe at the most. You can get your operating agreements done on there, and put who has what ownership and everything. It's super simple on there. Um, that's how you want to put the ownership. And then how can my husband? Okay, we said that. So changing the smooth, yeah. Let's see. Other than us on the application, we talked about that. To pay extra. Like I said, there's no. It's the only thing you pay for. You pay for the shelf corp with us, and then you pay for the funding itself with us too. 10% after you get funded. How can my husband then credit? Okay. Yeah, we do all of that stuff for you though. Like I'm gonna need you to come up with your business name, look at your address, and see what you want to get. Y'all gotta pay for all of that stuff. But as far as the LLC itself, we're gonna provide that for you. We're gonna do the research, and then we're gonna help you to get the funding too. Now, if you need funding, just DM me the word funding, and I'll take care of you for sure. See, this is one of my first times going live on YouTube, and I'm not sure if the comment's gonna stay there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send you my email on Instagram. I know the comments don't stay there, so how quick can it be done? So for beginning to end for Shelf Corp, I would say between 2 and 3 months to get all the paperwork in, get everything changed over. We have to wait for the Secretary of State to send all the paperwork over. And sometimes they just take forever. So I would say 2 to 3 weeks for all of that. And then once all that stuff's taken care of, you have the paperwork in your hand, we can go for funding right after that. And your approvals, you can get approvals same day. Sometimes it could take up to 3 to 4 days. With Chase, they take forever sometimes. And then after you get approved, if it's credit cards, you gotta wait for the credit cards to come in, which I know a couple of methods to get there to come in a lot faster. But on average, it could take like a week for the credit cards to come in. So I would say like a 30 day to 45 days from beginning to end for the first round of funding. That's what I would normally say. I would have my husband email. Yeah, please tell him to email me. I put the wrong. Sorry, I put the wrong email. Richard at finstarconsulting.com. Now, my send a request to go live. Okay. With my 45 days is immaculate timing. Yeah, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. After that, it's not going to take that long. It's just you have to get the first you have to get that first length of time out of the way. We get in that shelf court. So that's the first time. That's what takes the longest at first. And then after that, we can remove all your inquiries, go back for more funding right after. Tony, how you doing? Are you on here? Let's see. Tony, I can't see you if you're on here. It's saying Tony is on live with me, but I don't see him. Now the prices I just hope are reasonable. Haha. I know though, and I trust you. Come on, I appreciate it. Very transparent, and that is rarity these days. Yeah, that is true. So many people are not transparent no more. But like I say all the time, I want to help everybody. That's one of the things I was talking about too. I want to do, y'all. I don't know if somebody want to participate in this with me, but I want to give away a car every month. I want to give away a free brand new car to somebody every month. Just random people, whoever need it, like single moms, stuff like that, people that really need it. Now I'm gonna research these people now. Y'all can't just be sending y'all family and friends over, but I want to give away a free car every month. I just went to a Cadillac dealership and I was asking them their cheapest car because I'm not buying an Escalade. So it's probably gonna end up being a van or something like that. But I want to give away a free car because I just want to help people. You know, so if y'all want to participate in that, y'all can. I don't mind um, sharing the blessings with people. Realistically, 1 month. Yeah, I would say 1 month, Sarah. Tony, I don't see you, man. They say that you're on here on live, but I don't see you. All right, so since y'all still on here, y'all share this live with some people, y'all, so we can get some more people on here. If y'all got any more questions, I'm answering all questions. Miss Sarah was asking some deep questions. I answer all of them for you. I hope you got everything you needed, Sarah. You seem very transparent. I appreciate it. Any other questions, comments, concerns? Y'all put a money bag in the chat or put a fire emoji in the chat if y'all think the information is good. And IG, all of y'all comments, if y'all commenting on there for me to be able to see, is not gonna stay once the live stream is posted. So if y'all need something, y'all gotta really send me a DM so that way I can see the DMs. Can I please go over 2K? Wait, can you please go over the 2K play that I missed? So it was just saying like some of these lenders can give you between $300 to $6,000 the first time you go. So I just said 2K is like a reasonable amount that you can possibly get. But I'm gonna go over it one more time before I let the live go. So we got, come on now, I appreciate you. We got PayPal, Square, and Cabbage. So with them, yo, for my people that's just coming on IG Live, these are the accounts that I was talking about that you can get with bad credit. If you're funding and you got bad credit, you can get. Like I said, I don't recommend you going and get this. I recommend you fixing your credit first. Your credit is not fixed. I recommend you fixing it and then go and get funding because these accounts will have high interest rates. High interest rates mean you're gonna be paying back a lot more, and your monthly payment is gonna be a lot higher too. So it's not gonna be the best rates, the best terms, but you'll be able to get some money. So if you know where you can put it at and really maximize on it and make money, then I would get it. But otherwise, I would not get it. And like me, I'm not going and getting funding unless I actually need it. I'm not going to have a whole bunch of 0% interest credit cards and funding just sitting down doing nothing, wasting my 0% interest time frame. So I don't go out and I'm not one of those people that's just like, yeah, I wouldn't get $700,000 in funding. I'm not doing nothing with it, but I got it. I'm not into stuff like that. I'm in the like real estate. Like people try to get in real estate with me and like, hey, let's buy this house together and we can rent it out. I'm like, okay, but we're gonna make $400 to split between the both of us, so $200. Yeah, but no, ain't no yeah, but nothing. I'm not in real estate to say I'm in real estate. I'm in real estate to make money. So like that's what I do it, make money and to help people. That's how I look at everything. And I feel like we can't help people if we don't make money. Like I said, I want to give away a car every single month or a van every single month. I can't do that unless I make money. So it's our job, it's our duty to be successful. I feel so that we can help more people. Um, I'm not one of those people that's just stingy and want to make all money just for myself. I want to help. Nah, I'm not saying you shouldn't be selfish. Every now and then you need to be selfish too. You gotta buy you some stuff, and that's something I don't do. I don't buy me nothing. I just work, spend time with the family. But when I go buy something, I spend some money. How's the documents process? Are they hard, bent, or is it smooth for those three places? No, so for these three places, PayPal, Square, and Cabbage, they're going to be like merchant processors. So if you already have a business and you're already doing transactions, like you send people or they pay for your products and services or whatever you have, after you start doing a little bit of business with them, they're going to offer you a loan. They're going to offer you some type of funding. You don't have to take it, but they will offer it to you. It's going to be in your portal once you sign up. They're going to say, hey, take advantage of this or something like that. They do it to me all the time, and I don't want it. I don't really like loans. I like credit cards and I like lines of credit. I don't really like loans because if I get a loan today and I don't, I still got to pay it tomorrow. I still got to pay it next month. Versus a line of credit, if I get 50K line of credit and I don't use nothing out of it, next month I still got 50K sitting out right now. But if I get a 50K loan next month, I don't have 50K no more if I don't use it. I got 49, 48, something like that. You know what I mean? So, um, but that's still those three. Now the other five is going to be they're a little different. They offer loans. Off.com. We got discoverpersonalloans.com. I'm gonna say that a little slower. Payoff.com. Payoff.com. T Cleese, I hope you're on here still. See, y'all share this live with somebody while I'm still going over these accounts. Share this live with some people. Y'all put some thumbs up, some fire emojis, some money bags, or something in the chat. Let Instagram know that information I'm giving out is good, and they should show it to more people. Because I don't know why social media, the platforms do not like to show my content to nobody. I put money for my social media team, like my videos and everything, and these platforms do not show my content to people. So y'all, if I'm giving y'all some good information, y'all put a thumbs up, a money bag, a fire emoji, something in the chat to help these platforms know that I'm giving out some good information, so you can show it to more people. Y'all like credit cards? I would only want to shove for credit cards. I need your help ASAP. Come on, Sarah. Now we're gonna try to get you some lines of credit too. If you're okay with that, I'd like to get you some lines of credit too. Getting the lines of credit, that's gonna help you to maximize the amount of funding that you can get. Also, with the lines of credit, you can get more money than you can with credit cards, but you get both of them. Your credit cards and lines of credit. And all right, so payoff.com, discoverloans.com, lendingclub.com, upstart.com, and Avant, Avant. Oh, it's lagging. I know. I'm upstairs over here. The internet don't work too good upstairs over here. All right, so I'm gonna put them in the chat for you. Payoff.com, uh, discover personal loans.com, discover personal loans, lending club. All of these people gonna have different set of criteria for them to give you funding. So I really would just go on their websites and check their details, check all of their their requirements and everything, and then apply for funding after you see it. Make sure it's good enough for you. Check the interest rates and see how you feel about it before you apply. Avant.com. And the last three that I'm gonna give you, these people they kind of lenient on people that have collections and bankruptcies. You still can possibly get funding with them. It's gonna be opportune.com, Rise Credit, and DCU. DCU is Digital Credit Union. Digital Credit Union is really, really good. They're kind of similar to Navy Federal. With Navy Federal, they'll give you a lot of high limits, even if you got like a 550. So they'll give you funding really easily. I did not know I could share my screen on here. I'm gonna have to do that next time. I'm gonna show y'all some stuff. Um, DCU. So Opportune, they give you between 3,000 and 6,000 the first time you go to them, and they also offer a credit card too. The next one is going to be Rise Credit. They give you between $500 and $5,000, and DCU they can go up pretty high. So, but I would say like I would just say with all of these companies, I would say like $2,000 a piece at each one, and you want to call them up and see which bureaus they pull from. Which credit bureaus do you pull? I always call up any bank and lender and I ask them that. I'm like, which bureau do you pull? Um, what's the most I can get? What do I ask? Never call anybody and ask for no doc. I know if y'all see funding online, y'all see people talking about no doc. I would don't never ask for that. The first thing they think of when you say no doc is you about to lie on the application. Why else do you want a no doc loan? Why else are you asking for a loan that requires you to not give any income, no paperwork, no proof, because you probably don't have none and you about to lie. So never ask for no doc. Just call and ask. And say it. I don't say it at first, and if they don't say it, then I'm like, well, I heard this bank does this, and they don't even ask for like tax returns or bank statements or stuff like that. Do y'all do that too? Even if I know they do it, I'm gonna ask them anyway. Do y'all do that too? Yeah, we do. Okay, interesting. What does my credit score need to be? What bureau do y'all pull? How much do y'all start asking for that? Some banks have a certain threshold. Like I had a bank that was doing 25K, no income documents. All they pull is Equifax, and another bank that give you up to 75K and a 10K credit card, and they only pull Equifax. No bank statements, no tax returns, no nothing. So needless to say, I got funding from all of them. But Rise Credit give you 500 to 5,000. DCU, they can give you up to 2,500. But after you had a 550 or higher, they can give you even more money. You can apply and you can get higher rates and better rates and better terms after you over 550, which is not bad. 550 is very, very low. So it's like I said, it's super, super easy to get into the 700s, y'all. So if you're not in the 700 club with your credit, y'all need to get your credit worked on. So y'all just shoot me a message. I can work on it for y'all. Now, if y'all didn't know, I do have a credit repair company. We can My lead credit specialist, Jacqueline, used to work at TransUnion and Equifax. If y'all do the rapid program, Jacqueline gonna be working on your profile personally. So we get super fast results. If y'all seen on one of the videos, we can get results in like 5 hours. The same day you sign up with us, you're probably gonna have results the same day. Your credit not gonna be 100% clean, but you'll start seeing some deletions on there. You start seeing that we working. You start seeing that we can actually do some stuff on your credit. Like I had one guy, he signed up, and the next day he started sending me pictures, and I was like, "What's that?" He said, "These are some." I didn't know he had signed up though. My sales team did do all the closings and stuff. So he messaged and he started sending these messages. I was like, "What is that? Is that since you got started with us?" He's like, "Yeah." I said, "Okay, when you got started?" He said, "Yesterday." I'm like, "Oh, okay." But his score went up like 30 something points in a day. He was like super excited. He's like, "Man, I can't wait to see what next week's like." And we get really really fast results. Okay, so I need to make an operating agreement before I even line for a credit card. No, you don't need that for a credit card. You're gonna need an operating agreement for your lines of credit. If you're gonna do applying online for a credit card, you don't need an operating agreement for that. When you're going into the bank, that's when you're gonna need an operating agreement. So if you're sending documents to a person specifically, then you're gonna need that. Or if you're doing an application online, like for American Express, and you put over $73,000 as your income, they might ask for paperwork, they might ask for documents. So at that point, you might have to send that over. Then they probably not gonna ask for that, but you could send that over as well. I mean, send that to them at that point if they ask for paperwork. Now, if you have a shelf corp, you don't have financial documents, so you want to fly under the radar as much as you can because you don't have it. All you're going to be doing is going off for projected income. If I get this money, how much money can I make with it? If I get 50K, how much money can I make if I get 50K? So you don't have the paperwork to back it up, so you got to try to fly under the radar if you can. But when you're doing credit cards, you don't need an operating agreement. Um, I would just have them on. That's it. You don't have to pay that extra money for that. All right. Anybody got any other questions? Questions, comments, concerns, testimonials? Sometimes I get clients in here that want to say how good the service was. Testimonials. What y'all got? Any questions, comments? No. If not, I'm gonna let y'all go. Anybody want to participate with me in giving these cars away? I'm gonna give a car away or a van away every month. I'm probably not gonna start that till like maybe around Christmas time. Matter of fact, it'd probably be good to give one away around Christmas. I already started dealerships to figure out which one. I went to come on man, Rich is the credit king. Hey, what's up, Daniel? I appreciate you. Daniel Blooming got a good podcast, y'all. He was blessed enough. I was blessed enough to him for him to allow me on his podcast. Y'all go check out Businesses Blooming podcast. He's a really good podcast host. Okay, so I see realistic income under 75,000. Let's see. Okay, so I see realistic reasonable income under 75,000 plus 95% ownership for husband, then we should be good. That's only if you apply for American Express and Discover. Everything else you can do. I mean, everything else they don't mind you being like 400, $500,000 in income on the business side. But American Express, after you go over like 73, 78, after you go over 78, they usually always ask for some kind of paperwork. No problem, Daniel. I appreciate you. The Business is Blooming podcast, y'all. If y'all haven't seen it yet, check it out. Daniel got some awesome guests on there. They talk about a whole bunch of different things. It's super, super interesting. I always check it out. Business is Blooming podcast. If y'all not following Daniel already, y'all need to go follow him because he be having some superstars on his podcast. Yeah, so Sarah, you don't have to put 75K for everywhere else, just American Express and Discover. If you go over that, you got to have the financial paperwork because they probably going to ask for it. After you go over like 78, 73 to 78 is like the normal income barrier. Some people go up to 81, but after you go over that 78, you run the risk of them asking for financial documents. Like I had one guy, they got trying to get funding recently, and we did 73K, even though he was making more than that, and they still ask for financial paperwork. So it's hit and miss with them sometimes. Even though I was making a ton of money when I applied, I still did 73K because I just don't want to send in all of that paperwork, So and I know how to increase my limits too. You just have to use it responsibly, pay it early. I would max it out multiple times in the same month and pay it off multiple times that same month. When you ask for an increase, they can see that you've been using the credit card multiple times, paying it off, being responsible, paying on time. So they're more than willing to give you an increase at that point. So I don't mind starting off a little lower if I have the goal in mind that I'm going to increase the limits anyway. So discovering Amex 73 to 78K, which would be the best, which would be the first credit card we go for using 95% strategy because we don't have much statements. Your first credit card that you always can go for is always going to be Chase, 100% Chase every single time. Chase is probably going to pull your Experian or your TransUnion, or you might pull both of them. Just need this funding to get by right now. Gotcha. Yeah, and if you have high utilization, on the personal side, your utilization needs to be under 10% on. And if you have like three or four or five credit cards, you don't want to have a balance on all of your credit cards. You only want to have a balance on one or two cards, and that balance needs to be less than 10%, between two or between 0 and 10%. If you don't have any credit cards, you should not go for business funding first. You should go for personal funding first. Don't go for business funding if you don't have personal credit cards, because a lot of times they're going to deny you, and the reason why is because um, they're going to deny you because your business credit card limits are going to be based off of your personal credit card limits. 10% overall. So not overall, it has to be individual account. They're going to look at each individual account, and if you have utilization on multiple different accounts, it's going to be considered scattered revolving debt. So if you have scattered revolving debt, they're going to deny you. The way they're going to look at it is like, you have all these credit cards, but you're using all of them. You're dipping in so many different places. Why are you dipping in so many different places? It's going to make them feel like you're in a financial situation, and they're not going to want to give you money. So you look at the individual utilization of each account, and that's how you're going to be able to get funding. Pay it down individually to zero on some cards and only have a balance on one or two, and that balance needs to be between 0 and 10% on those two cards that you have a balance on. Anything over that, you run the risk of them saying scatter revolving debt, and you probably will not be able to get funding. They're probably going to deny you, and if they do approve you, it's going to be a lot less than what you'd have got if you just paid down some other cards. So sometimes they got steps to this, y'all. And if you don't have personal credit cards, I know you want business funding, but you got to get personal first. You have to get business credit cards first. Wait for those business credit cards to get 4 to 6 to 12 months old, and then apply for business funding. This IG live look kind of blurry, y'all. Is it blurry? Or am I tripping? Do I need my glasses? I feel like an old man. Yeah, 3 to 10% overall. You gotta look at the individual accounts. Don't look at overall. Look at each individual account, because they're gonna look at individual accounts. 5-year average age is perfect. I get funding. My average age is like 3 years old, so it's like 3 years and 9 months or something like that, and I still get funding. But 5 years is awesome. It's great. And total accounts you want to have between no less than 5 accounts, but you want to have between like 8 to 10 accounts. If you got 5, you can still get in the door, but you really want to have 8 to 10 personal accounts. Brings up another free giveaway I got for y'all. If y'all need more accounts on your personal credit, if you have a high credit score, you got like a 700, 750, but you're still getting denied, is because you probably don't have enough accounts or your utilization too high. So what you need to do is add more positive accounts. And if you need more positive accounts to add, I need you to DM me the words positive accounts, and I'm gonna shoot you over a link. It's gonna take you to a PDF that I use. I use all these accounts on my credit myself, except a couple of them, and but I know that they work. And the only reason why I don't use them is because, like I mentioned with the personal credit cards, if I get brand new accounts on my personal credit, I can't go and get business funding, to fund my business for like 6 to 12 months, probably between 4 to 12 months. And I'm not waiting to go get funding. I want funding right now when I want it. So I just don't want to add no more personal accounts to my credit. But if you don't have enough personal accounts, you will not get approved. So you need to go and add those accounts. So DM me the word personal. DM me the words positive accounts. I'm gonna shoot you this link. It's free PDF. If you add all those accounts on there, it's gonna cost you like less than $100 a month. But there are like 8 or 9 accounts on there that you can use to build your profile up. Now you're gonna have a real strong profile, and you're gonna have a really high credit score. But you gotta have multiple accounts too. So is it a myth that having too many new accounts, whether it has inquiries attached or not, will hinder the credit approvals? Is it a myth that having too many new accounts? No, if you have too many brand new accounts, you have to wait. That's what I was saying. If you don't have any personal credit cards right now, or if you don't have personal credit cards right now, you got to go and get them. Go and get them. But once you get them, you will have inquiries. You got to wait for those inquiries to get like 4 to 6 months old, and then You have to wait for those accounts to get like 4 to 6 months old. They want to see a payment history on those accounts before you go out and get business funding. So get those accounts and you have to wait like 4 to 6 months if you're doing personal first. If you're doing business, you can remove those inquiries. If I go and get two, three Chase credit cards or something like that for a couple of companies, then I'm gonna get all those inquiries, but I'm gonna remove them, and then I'm gonna go back for more funding. But what if the accounts I got didn't come with inquiries? That's good too, but you still have to let the account get some age on it. You still have to let get some payment history. They're gonna see brand new accounts and they're gonna see 1 month old. The first thing they're gonna think of is you gotta think about that like if you lending somebody money. If you come to me and you ask me for $5,000 and I look at your report and you just got Joe across the street and Peter from the road, I'm like, wait a minute, you getting all this money from all these people? I haven't seen you pay them back yet. Why would I think you can pay me back? So they want to see that you have some payment history. They want to see you paying those accounts for 4 months, 6 months at a time before they decide to give you more money. So you got to get some age on them regardless. But having brand new inquiries also stops you from getting funding too. So you got to let those inquiries get a little older. I was thinking about adding 10 members from my family, rent payments being reported to my file. That's good and all, but they can still see that as rental. So if somebody has to manually look at your credit, they're not really gonna look at that. It's probably gonna be a red flag to them. The first thing they're gonna feel like is you propping your credit profile up with all these rental accounts. Um, so that might not be that good. Me personally, I just use two of them. I use Rent Reporters and Rental Karma, and it's all on that link that I mentioned too. If y'all need the link to add the positive accounts, DM me the word positive accounts, and I'll send that link over to you. But I only use two of them on my credit. I wouldn't recommend more than two. Is it a bigger red flag than the AU? No, AU is not really a red flag. They just don't really look at them on the business side. On the personal side, they look at them, but on the business side, they don't. I figured more rentals than AUs. No, I haven't seen it work like that before. I'm not to say it can't work, but for me, I feel like it's not going to work. Um, I haven't done it like that. I don't recommend doing it like that. I haven't had anybody that recommends doing it like that either. I pay a lot of people for mentorships and um, like trainings and all this stuff, but I haven't heard anybody mention doing more than two or three of those rental accounts. So I really wouldn't recommend more than two or three. As you said, if underwriters are looking, then no. Yeah, if underwriters are looking at it, then no. And so you never know when the underwriter's going to look at it. Sometimes you do it online, like for Chase, instant approval, but sometimes they take a couple of days to review it, and then you got to call them and like, hey, what's going on with this? Somebody's looking at it, and then you got to wait. But then they're looking at it, so easy applications, I think it would be good. And at the same time, too, it just depends on the underwriter. It's always on a whole bunch of different variables. Like the underwriters might not even know that that's rental accounts. They might not even dig that deep. They might just see all these accounts and be like, okay, that looks good, But it just depends. And if depending on which accounts you use too, because like BoomPay is gonna want a lease from you. So whoever you say you're leasing from, if you don't know them, you got to go get the lease from them. You got to get them to report to BoomPay and say, yes, this person pays me. Some people are not gonna want to do that. So why can't I pay for 10 people's rent for 10 years? I might be rich. Still, too, who's to tell why you can't tell me why I rent at. If I want to have a condo in Miami and in California, why can't I have that? Why can't I have one in Oklahoma too? Why you can tell me what that's how I feel too. But it's not gonna work. I don't believe it's gonna work like that though. I haven't heard anybody that says that, and that says to use more than two or three. So I just use two on mine. What's up, IG? Y'all quiet, man. Y'all got any questions? Sarah keeping us up. Y'all got any questions on IG? If y'all missed the live and y'all just coming in for the first time, we talked about how to get funding even if you got bad credit. We talked about some loans that you can get, some places that credit card. And I'm gonna save this live stream. If y'all missed the other $1 Million Mondays, you need to go back on my page and look at the other $1 Million Mondays. The full videos are on there. It's probably like 6 or 8 of them on there or something because I did them a while back too, and I just stopped for a while. But those are on there too. Yeah, two is definitely good. Good average. Yeah, two is fine. Yeah, what you got, Sarah? What you want me to answer? And IG, if y'all not in the Facebook group already, I have a free Facebook group that I send. I put a lot of free content in the group. These PDF that I mentioned, that's already in there. All of there, a lot of free stuff in that group. Show you how to build your business credit profile. Talk about a lot of different credit repair stuff if you need to repair your credit. Um, there's a lot of different things in that Facebook group, and it's 100% free. If you want to get in the Facebook group, you need to go to the link in my bio and click on the one that says Facebook group. And you got to answer the questions because if you don't answer, my team is not going to let you in because you're going to look like a bot or somebody that's just trying to steal clients or something like that. So you got to answer those questions. My team's going to let you in, and you can just go and have fun in there. See, it doesn't matter if we get Boom, which does all three, or Rental Karma, which only reports to two. It's a myth that it doesn't matter, but then some say it does matter because Experian won't show it on Equifax and TransUnion. Yeah, so me personally, I would get whatever accounts report to all three bureaus because I want all three of my scores to be up. But BoomPay asks for more information, so I just haven't dealt with them, and they're more expensive too than Rent Reporters and Rental Karma, so I just don't use them for that. But if you have the extra capital, if you have somebody that can do the lease for you, another place like I mentioned, the operating agreement before, you can get your lease pay. You can get your lease agreement on Law Depot as well. So lawdepot.com. You do operating agreement on there and your lease agreement on Law Depot. But if you don't know the person that you're leasing from, and you don't have nobody in your family that has their own house, their own mortgage in their name, then you're gonna have to go with somebody that you don't really know, and they're gonna have to report every month that you paid your rent. And I feel like that makes it a little harder when you go with somebody that you don't know. But me personally, like I have my mother-in-law, I have stuff in a shed in her backyard, and every now and then, if she needs something, like she going on vacation or something, we might give her money. To me, that's rent. I'm paying rent. I'm paying for a storage building. That's how I feel. So she been doing that for us on our credit, on my credit. And my rent reporters and rental karma been on there for years now, and every month she clicks it for me. It's somebody that I know, personal with. She doesn't mind clicking yes or no if I paid my rent this month, so it's perfectly fine. So many people willing to get paid every month for a call. Um, doesn't, but it doesn't. It does, but it doesn't. Yeah, it does matter, but it doesn't matter. I mean, I think it would be good to use BoomPay because they report to all three, but I just don't like dealing with the extra headache. Like even when it comes to funding, I'm not dealing with you. You guys for all my paperwork. I'm not dealing with that. Even though I have the paperwork, if I tell you I make this much money and I got the paperwork for it, I'm still not trying to give it to you. I'm not trying to go and dig up bank statements and tax returns and all this stuff. I'm not trying to do all of that. Just if you're gonna go up to 100,000, just give me 100,000. I'll take that. Um, that's a business in itself. It is a business in itself, and that's another thing. If you got your own house, you can offer this as an age trade line, an age primary account. You got 5 year old. You can have two 5 year old accounts on your credit. You just pay me $500 a month or whatever it is. You know, $500 a month. These accounts gonna be on your credit, and you got two primary 5 year old accounts on your credit. So now you get 10, 15 people doing that. They all renting a bed in a room, and you getting $500 per person. You're making some pretty good money. It's the same thing like leveraging the credit cards as letting people be um, authorized users on your credit cards. You could let people do that, and you still make money from that. I taught that a while back, and I was saying like you can make 118, you can make over six figures a year just leveraging the credit cards themselves, not even using them, not even investing in something to make money, just putting people on the credit card as an AU. You still make 100,000 a year. Come on now, I'm not blessed. I just pay for a lot of information. That's all it is. I mean, I'm blessed. I received that. I received that. I got favor. I received it. But yeah, that's a whole another business in itself. I mean, just think about it. You buy a trailer for like $5,000. You can pay a trailer off in no time. Just having people I mean, offering that trailer on to people. I don't know where you at, but if trailers are popular out there, you can buy a trailer and rent it out. Trust me, you are helping more people than you know. I hope so. I hope so because I really like to help people. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like to help a lot of people. You might not be able to tell from our services because our price is not the cheapest, but we like to help people for sure. Trust me, you are helping more people than you know. I appreciate it. Each person you help, you are helping a family for generations. Yeah, 100%. And that's how I look at it too. I like to help people for the long term. Like, I don't like to just tell people how to fish. I like to teach them how to fish instead of, fishing for them. So I like to give the information. And even like these accounts that I mentioned, I gave the accounts, but I'm like, I'm not giving y'all the details. I want you to go look it up because we got to get out of that mindset too of like, let somebody else do this for me. We got to go get it on our own. That's the only way we're really gonna get the life that we desire is by doing stuff for ourselves. Because a lot of people don't do that. It's just crazy. I have a chef corp and trying to learn how to leverage it. He just broke it down to a T. Yeah, yeah, I got it on here. I'd hate to go through it all again, Miss Marie, but you got to shoot me a DM. If you got a chef corp and the people that you got it from didn't teach you how to leverage it, you got to call them and fuss at them because they should have taught you how to use that. It's like giving you a hammer or a saw but not telling you how to use it. Um, but it's a lot of different things. Oh, it's your own. Okay, okay, cool, cool, cool. Shoot me a DM and we can get on a call. I'm gonna send my calendar link. You can book a call with me. It's gonna be a free call, so not charging you. Hopefully you can click that link. Try to copy it and paste it in the search bar and see if that works. But you can book a call with me. I can tell you how to use it for. I can help you to get funding for it too, because really using Chef Corps is kind of tricky when it comes to getting funding. Especially it depends on how you have it set up, and like if it's from a different state, there's a lot of different variables in it. That's why I'm like, let's get on the call, and can I book from there too? Yeah, you can book from there too, sir. Um, that's why I'm like, let's get on the call so we can really get these details out because there's a lot of different things that go into getting funding, and then it's more things going to funding Chef Corp. It just depends on how it's set up, what state it's in. It's a lot of different moving parts. Yeah, you can use it from that link, Sarah. You should just be able to copy it and paste it. I think Delaware is a private, state, if I'm not mistaken. So you would have to jump through a couple of hoops, like to get lines of credit. Probably for credit cards too. You might have to open an account with each place so they have your documents, and then apply for funding after they have your documents, so they can verify you. Like some places like Colorado and Wyoming, you gotta account first because if you don't, they're not gonna be. They're gonna say they can't verify you, and they're gonna make you come in, send some paperwork before you can get funding. So you might have to do that first. Thank you, Brittany Guilbeau, CEO. I appreciate you. The fire emoji. Somebody, if y'all listening, y'all IG people, y'all haven't been asking no questions. If y'all just listening and it's good, y'all put some money bags or some fire emojis in the chat. Y'all take Brittany's example right there. Y'all add some stuff in there for me. Y'all share this live with people too. Because if Miss Sarah don't let me go and Miss Marie don't let me go, and I'm gonna still be on here giving some game, I want a lot of people to get this information. Um, You're Jim and nobody is giving the mental knowledge or credit knowledge you're giving. Come on, now I appreciate to give away a lot of free information. I like to help a lot of people for sure. You can tell when it's passion back in the person. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know I talk monotone too, yo. I know I talk kind of like slow and what's that dude? The clear eyes, red eyes guy on them commercials. I know I ain't the most like um, entertaining person, but I like to give out some free information. I like to help. So I appreciate y'all staying on hands and learning from me. Many more health and blessings to you, Brother Rich. Come on now, I appreciate you. I received that. No problem, no problem. Grow into it. I believe that. I believe it. All right. IG, I don't see no questions. Sarah, Marie, y'all got any questions? And Marie, if you wanted to, you can rewatch this live too. I'm gonna post it up there for you, for everybody to see. If you want to see any questions about Chef Corps, I put them on there. All the accounts that I mentioned to get funding, even if you have bad credit, that's going to be on here too. And I'm gonna put them in the description too as well, so you'll be able to see it on there. My IG people, I appreciate y'all. Um, like I said, if y'all want to get into the Facebook group, it's free. There's like 1,500 people in there. It's 100% free. I give out free information in there. They got a lot of stuff to show. I used to do free live streams just in the Facebook group, just giving away different information. And I'm probably going to end up starting doing that again because we're starting to get a lot more people in there. Any more questions will be when I book a call with you. All right, I appreciate you, sir. But if not, I'm gonna let y'all go. I appreciate y'all time. This is a good $1 Million Mondays. Like I mentioned, if y'all didn't see the other $1 Million Mondays, y'all go on my page and watch the other $1 Million Mondays. They all on my Instagram, and I think they're on my YouTube too. I might have to talk with the team see if we put them up there because I don't know. But y'all send me a DM if y'all need positive accounts to add to your credit. DM me the word positive accounts. I'm gonna send you a free PDF and showing all the accounts I use on my credit, and it's also gonna have a video attached to it too. And the video explains the accounts for you. So I made it super simple. There's no reason why you can't. There's no reason why you can't get build your personal profile up. To fix your personal credit, and you don't want to pay nobody to do it, I recommend you paying somebody that knows what they're doing, somebody that wakes up every morning just to do credit, not somebody who does it on the side like my team does. My team wakes up and does it every single day. I would say you need to pay somebody, even if it's not us. Pay somebody that knows what they're doing and have a track record, and don't pay nobody that charge you monthly. If they charge you monthly, it's not in their best interest to fix your credit fast. They sometimes these people have a goal in mind, like I want to make $1,500 or $2,000 per person, and if you pay $100 a month, $300 to that means you're gonna be doing that for a long time. They gotta make this $1,500. That's their quota. I want $1,500, $2,000 per person. So you're gonna be with them for the next 12 months, year and a half, fixing your credit because you're paying $100 a month. You want a cheap way out and it end up being the same amount of money just over a longer period of time. So like we get all our money up front because we move really, really fast. We clean credit reports in like 2 weeks sometimes. For a lot of people, matter of fact. Sometimes 30 days. So we move really, really fast. But if you need your credit worked on and you want to learn how to do it yourself, I do have a course for it. I have a mentorship for it, but I also have free information for it in the Facebook group. There's free videos. I did $1 Million Mondays in the Facebook group that explain credit repair and some laws that you can use to repair your credit as well. So if you need to get into the Facebook group, like I said, link in my bio, click on Facebook group and answer the questions, and my team will get you in there. Um, Sarah, Marie, anybody else? Or got any questions on YouTube? If not, I'm gonna let y'all go. IG, last call for questions. Anybody? Tony, you're still live with me, but I still don't see you. What's this? No questions?